my valuable strategies that you don't even know.
I know everything.
Okay.
Wait, you booked an LA trip because you thought a guy was gonna ask me out?
You know, teenagers, you should not be saying no to them because for some reason when you tell them no, they'll want it even more and they'll go crazy. Do you ever think you're missing out on anything?
I honestly think the reason why I haven't been in a relationship is because you guys traumatized me.
You know, I guess you don't hate me after exposing what we did.
Oh no, I'm having a talk with mom about that.
You're just holding it in right now?
I'm just holding in right now. I have a lot of questions.
Shoot, we just got in trouble with this episode.
Welcome back to another episode on Parenting Untapped. I'm Allie, your host, and this is my father, Tony, your co-host. So today we're going to delve into my social life and dating, or like in my case, not dating because of my parents' strict rules. So let's get into it.
I didn't pick these topics, man. I swear. But I'm actually kind of afraid of this episode.
Nothing to be afraid of.
Well, because I'm going to have to expose a lot of my valuable strategies that you probably...
Strategies?
Yeah, that you don't even know. Well,
I know everything.
Our take in this household, thank God that, Allie hasn't had a boyfriend. But I know it's a common thing that, me and your mother always talk about, right? It's always like, oh, I wish she doesn't get distracted by a boy this year. We just want her to get through school, high school, and, she can find somebody later on in life. But it's kind of funny because, initially, our strategy has always been really just keeping her as busy as possible. And that's, all for protecting you, right? We feel that, at this stage, you're going to head off to college and sometimes, you have no choice but to have to deal with the heartaches, if you have goals in life and you're going to go off to college, you don't know where, if you had a boyfriend, where you're going to go and how all of those things kind of intertwine with your future goals. So we've always kind of been like, okay, we hope that you don't have a boyfriend. So we try to keep you busy.
You're acting like you didn't set rules. Like when I was 12, you're like, no dating till 15. When I'm 15, there's no dating till 17.
No,
But
that's
when
your
I'm,
mom.
when
Your
I'm
mom keeps
17,
moving the goalposts, right? She always asks me, she's like, what age do you think that you would allow Alyssa to date? And being a father and being a guy first and foremost, knowing that a lot of boys in high school, they ain't ready to commit. They don't know what the heck they want half the time. So I was always like, man, at least 17, maybe 18, hopefully. And your mom's like, no, after college, she can't have a boyfriend even at 17. I'm like, well, don't want her to have a boyfriend at 17, but I think that's the age that if, something does happen, I think we got to sit down and as a family really talk.
right?
I know most of the time your mom is doing the talking with you, and then I know she always moved the goalposts because I've heard 15, I've heard 17, then I've heard 18, then I heard actually, you know what, just wait till you finish, grad school.
She's like, you're gonna meet people at your job.
But speaking of this topic though, there's this one thing that I'm about to expose it. Your mom's probably gonna strangle me after this episode, but it is so funny. Um, so okay, you know, we're gonna say it out there. We're pretty not me, your mom. Your mom is a helicopter parent, right?
I
So
mean,
she
yeah.
monitors a lot of the things, right? And there's this one time. Oh man.
What?
Oh shoot. Okay. I'm gonna expose it, but you can't use this against us.
Suppose what?
I'm gonna expose something that your mother did, not me. Your mother did, and I was an accomplice to it.
We do what?
So there was this one time you had a guy friend that you guys just met, and it looks like you guys were moving along in that direction. And somehow your mom saw the vibes.
Huh?
And one day it was, I don't know if it was like a Thursday, Friday. And she's like, babe, we're going to have to go to LA this weekend. I was like, why? She's like, I think this boy is going to ask to listen to the movies.
What? Wait, back up. You did what?
Oh, man.
Wait, you booked an LA trip because you thought a guy was gonna ask me out?
You
Didn't do that. You didn't do that.
Your mom did. I swear to God, she was
When?
like, I think he's about to ask her out because I feel it. You know, he's been kind of probing. I don't know if she sees it, but I think it's coming.
When? Wait.
I
When?
don't know who. I don't know when. Okay, I was not the one who
I'm
did it,
having a talk to my mom about this. No way you guys did that.
dude. Your mom is
But all
crazy
our
like
trips
that.
were like business trips.
Yeah, that's why I always say, "Yep, we're going on a business trip to LA. Do you want to go? We're gonna eat some good food." And then, sure enough, this one was like, "Heck yeah, LA food." So then,
Oh
yeah,
my
we literally
gosh.
went to an entire trip to LA.
How long? I gotta look back on when we went to LA then.
I mean, we go to LA quite a bit, so I mean, I want to say it's almost a year ago. I mean,
A year ago?
yeah, I think you were, yeah, beginning of junior year or something like that. Like I said, I don't remember,
What was
but
that
that's
even
how
going to do?
that we're
What did you think that was gonna do?
because we know boys, if you block them, they're gonna move on. So I think that's what your mom's strategy was like. Oh
So you
heck no,
thought if you took me to LA and you waited it out, they weren't gonna ask me out anymore?
or it would have made them persuade them like, oh, this girl's not interested in me, so I'm gonna move on or something, because she didn't give me time. Because obviously, every single time you go to LA with us, you spend a lot of time with us because we go eat and
Yeah, we
we
got a
go
lot of
out.
things to do.
We do a lot of things, so then you don't have the time.
I'm never going on a business trip with you guys. You guys were literally
You
like,
can't use this against us.
I'm using it against you.
You
I'm
can't
telling mom
use
about
this
this.
against us,
I'm talking
okay?
to
I'm
mom
being
about this.
vulnerable here and I'm exposing things that I should
You
not.
find this funny. You
I
find
do.
this funny.
It is funny. It is funny because I can't believe it or not, I can't believe that I've become this type of parent. Your mom has changed me because I always thought I was gonna be the lax one where I'm just like, oh, you know what? I've been through it all, so I mean, that's how you learn, that's how you grow, and
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh.
But your mom is crazy. She is. Like, you need to bring your mom on one of these episodes so that
We
she could.
should.
We should.
So I can talk to her about
The
this exact
audience are
thing.
probably like, dude, this mom is crazy. Super Tiger helicopter mom.
Oh,
Hey,
definitely.
I mean, yeah, so we literally did that. I mean, that was one of the things we did. And I mean, I want to say it probably worked because I think after that, I think that little vibe flame that you guys had probably died down.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know the kid. Like,
Wait, I
I
want to
don't
know
get into the kid,
who.
okay? I don't know. But, so yeah, we did it, embarrassing as it may.
It was
But
just one time though.
I think it's one time. But I mean, one time that your mom specifically told me we had to go. Now, I
Oh
don't
my.
know if there was any other instances, but I know that, a lot of times for us as parents, we just always said, hey, we just keep her busy. Don't give her no time to really think about those type of things. Then she don't have the opportunity to. I don't know if it worked or not, but I mean, obviously you haven't had a boyfriend yet. So maybe it did work. I don't know. She's like thinking back right now, every conversation with any guy friends, and she's like,
I'm
you know what?
like,
I am super busy, and it kind of stops a lot of the things that
yeah.
could have happened.
Yeah. I'm thinking about all the things you put me and I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you guys wanted this. So because you thought it was something I would be liking.
But since we're gonna talk about it, I'm curious, right? I mean, you obviously haven't really had a boyfriend. Do you think that that's something that you feel that you missed out? I mean, I'm sure. I mean, you've had friends that do have relationships. Is that something that you think about?
Sometimes, like, I see it in movies. It's cute. I love, like, the idea of it. I definitely see, like, all my friends getting into a relationship at one point. I really like that, like, having someone there, having someone to talk to, vent to, like, having that person for you. But I think I was really, like you said, busy because I guess you planned that. I mean, I never really thought about it too much, like, yeah, it's really cute, like, I probably want that someday. But it's not like something I was like after, like, okay, I want one, I'm gonna get one. I think I was kind of a little busy with my goals. I had priorities. I think it was just very ingrained, like at a young age, where you guys like no boyfriend, like focus on your goals. And I feel like that also helped because like my priority, like every time like I tell people my priority is school. Like how could I kind of make that type of commitment when I haven't finished the commitment to myself to
It's kind
do
of
these
interesting
things.
because I think a lot of teenagers growing up, if your parents say no, doesn't it make you kind of feel like you want to rebel and do it even more?
Okay, but the thing is,
But
like,
in your case, luckily for us,
no, but the thing about you guys is, like, you never really said no because I never asked. Like, it wasn't really a conversation we ever had. It was just you guys making jokes, like, "Oh, you're not," like, it was always, like, a thing,
that's your mom too.
like,
She taught me don't ever say no to Ellie. Just ignore
you
her,
say no all the
change the
time.
subject.
You say
Well,
no all the time.
well, that's why she always teaches me to be like, teenagers, you should not be saying no to them because for some reason, when you tell them no, they'll want it even more and they'll go crazy. So you just ignore them. You just say, I don't know, we'll talk to me later about it.
You guys do that.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's
Okay.
tough to be parents.
No.
Okay? Sometimes I wonder too, all the things that I got to do. I'm like, no, I'm going to smack her across the head. I'm going to tell her no.
It was never really, like, a sit down conversation with us. It was always brought up as a joke, talking about my friends' relationships, and you're like, "Oh yeah, you're never dating till this age," and like I never really thought about it seriously. Like there wasn't like it was like an.
So we kind of brainwash you.
I mean, kinda like I see it, it's cute, but it wasn't like something I really wanted or thought of too much because like. Well, you also know, like, I don't like getting attached, like, and I feel like if I do get attached, it's like really hard for me to unattach that.
So I know you and your mother, you guys do talk about relationships a lot, and then she drags me in it and kind of like, oh, you go ask your dad, right? And then I'll obviously put my 2 cents in about boys and their mindset at this age
Oh god, yeah.
and the level of commitment and maturity, boys are. Do you agree as an extent? Do you see that, or do you kind of like, oh,
I think I see that myself. It's just like even if I haven't been in a relationship, a lot of actually my friends go to me for relationship advice. And I think that's because of not my experience, but what I hear from other people. Like I learn from each relationship that they've been in, and I kind of take that in and I'm like, "Oh wow, I didn't like know guys were like that." And I'm
And
like,
then when we say it, are you a little bit more cautious every time you talk to a guy and then they're trying
I
to
think that's the
pull?
problem.
You
I
think too
think
much?
I think yeah,
Oh, we ruined you for life.
I overthink and then I don't trust any guy. And then you're always like we talked about it recently and I was like, I don't know when I like someone. Like I can't tell. Like what if they're just lying straight to my face? Like I don't trust them.
You guys don't judge us. This is our first kid, and being that she's a girl too, super overprotective. So that's us. That's what we did when it comes to dating and relationship. I mean, like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, for us, is we just don't want you to, be heartbroken. You know what I mean, or be distracted.
Waste my time. You guys said that a
On
lot.
your future. We always say don't waste your time because a lot of times, I mean, you have to go through quite a bit of experiences before you figure it out.
I feel like you guys think like relationships in high school especially don't last.
I mean, sometimes there could be that high school sweetheart situation, but 95% of the time, you have so many variables, right? I mean, you're gonna go in, especially during your high school years, you guys are changing so much, boys are changing so much, influences is so crazy. The maturity level, how to handle situations is not where it is, right? Even adults, right? It takes a lot of adults for a long time before they get to a point where they understand that how not to pour gasoline on the fire, right? And with kids, I'm pretty sure it's so easy. I remember when I was a young boy, I always thought I was right, right? Even early in our relationship, me and your mother's relationship, it was like half the time I thought I was right. Half the time she doesn't know how to, point out certain things. And by the luck of God, we made it through those times. And then now we kind of understand, right? And she doesn't beat around the bush anymore. She tells me exactly how it is. And for us guys, that's how it is. That's how it should be. You can't hint us something and expect us to
Gotta
kind of
have it straight.
understand it. You need to tell us straight up, hey, I don't like that. Don't do that ever again.
Right.
All right, cool. Right. But if you kind of give us options, this is another thing
I
I
feel like
told your
that's
mom.
most girls.
Like, even I tell your mom, like, if you give me options, don't get upset when I pick one of the options. If I didn't have an option, cool. Tell me what you need me to do. You need me to wake up at this time to do this? All right, cool. Don't go, if I can do it, I'll do it. If not, can you do it? Heck yeah, I'm always gonna be like, if you can do it, just do it. right? So guys, we're kind of like that, and when you're younger, it's even tougher. So we don't want you to go through those times, those situations, and kind of have to. And it's a setback, right? I mean, I think it is a setback. I mean, it's when you break up or whatever it is, and you argue. I mean, you guys can be going weeks and months of just being in your head.
Oh, wow.
How are you gonna focus? So for us, was kind of like, yeah, we hope that she doesn't have a boyfriend, and that's that.
I totally understand. Like I said, I've seen a lot of my friends' relationships, and I mean exactly what you said. And I mean, I guess like part of that is like part of my friends' experience and part of what you guys say, kind of like.
So there's no curiousness at all, or is there? Where you're just like,
No, I mean, of course there is, but it's not like a priority for me. Like, it's not like I'm gonna be like I said, it's not gonna be like I want a boyfriend. Like, I know some people are like, oh, I want a boyfriend by like 17. Like,
do you think you haven't had a boyfriend more because of how we are, or kind of like what we've taught you, and you kind of saw it for yourself, so you never got down that path, or you always had your guard up?
I've always had my guard up, but it's not like I
Was it because of us though, or because of just things that you've seen?
both. I feel like because of what you guys say, it makes me have a guard up with everybody. So it makes it hard for other people to kind of get close to me because like I have that wall up, and I'm like, and I don't trust them. And then I feel like sometimes, like, yeah, sometimes you got, like you said, you gotta take a leap of faith, but I don't wanna take that faith. I don't wanna take that leap. Like,
Do you ever think you're missing out on anything?
yeah, big FOMO.
You know,
Big FOMO.
sometimes honestly, because of that, you're so close to us. And I swear to God, there are times where I'm like, man, this girl needs a boyfriend already because I can't deal with her crap no more.
Dude.
She comes
Okay.
home and she's just like, Dad, 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 Mom, we gotta tell you. I'm
We
like,
can.
that's what a boyfriend is for, so that he
Okay.
can listen to her.
We literally talked about this. It was in DC, or was it Boston? Like when we were going on a road trip to the East Coast. And I don't know how, but we were going to the mall, and in the car we were talking about like relationships. And then I was like, "Oh, how do you feel about it now?" Blah blah. I think I was just trying to like see where his mind was at, you know. And he was, cuz like I was going to college. I was just curious. And he was just like, "I don't care anymore. Just leave me alone. Okay, you need someone to drive you. As long as they're a good man, they're faithful, they're loyal, they're smart, okay? Just do whatever." And I'm just like, "Oh." And mom's like, "Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him."
Was that your test or so? Test. I mean, I've always kind of felt that way, to be honest, but I do agree.
Like if they're a good person, then it's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, the
I
thing
think
is, we always hope that, what I mean, you can find that friendship, that best friend that you can grow and push each other, like me and your mother, where, but it's so hard. You look around you and there's so many, you know, you know, bad relationships out there,
yeah.
because a lot of people are not mature enough to handle
Right.
relationship, and they don't know how to handle when things get bad.
I honestly think the reason why I haven't been in a relationship is because you guys traumatized me. Like I hear all these things, and I'm just like, "All right, man, I hate men. I don't want a relationship. If that's how it's gonna
Dude,
be."
don't
I
now
feel
you're gonna make the audience feel like I just ruined you or something, like,
you did, cause now I'm like scared to every guy, and I'm just like, what if they're like, I always think they're lying to me. It might be a trust issue thing. I'm just like, I think they're lying to me. I think they're unfaithful, or they're just like, or they just lack common sense in something. And I'm just like,
now you're gonna make me feel bad.
you should feel bad.
Like,
You should feel bad.
obviously, I mean, we're not trying to make it seem like there's nobody out there in the world.
Oh, you do make it seem like that.
What we try to teach you is, you gotta value yourself first, right? When you internally, take care of your business, and you don't need nobody, good things will happen, right? But sometimes, if you do too dependent on a man or whatever, then you're more likely to have lower standard, right? We just want you to have high standard because you understand that, hey, I can take care of myself. I will make my own money. I can do a lot of things on my own.
No.
I just need somebody to come along to the journey with me, and we will uplift each other.
No, yeah, I agree. Like, that's what I said before. Like, how can I commit to a guy before committing to myself? Like, I feel like I don't have a degree yet. I don't have a job yet. Like, these are things that I need to have for myself first, like my own goals. I want to accomplish my own goals before getting into a serious relationship with a guy like that. I I do think at times it can be distracting, but I think with like the perfect relationship, I mean no relationship's perfect, but like with like the right guy, I feel like they won't be a distraction to you.
Do you agree that, teenage years is kinda tricky, right? Because it's like, and I'm sure,
The pressure.
everybody want to feel that there is somebody and you're liked by somebody, right? But do you agree that you guys are faced with a very tough obstacle where when you go off to college, chances are you guys are not going to go to the same college.
Right.
Chances are, right? I mean, I think there's actually a high chance. If he is one who has his own aspiration and goals in life, he's not going to follow you or you're not going to follow him. So what happens when you guys have to be, you know, going to a long distance relationship? How do you manage that?
Like
Like
I
it's tough, right?
Well, like I said, it depends on people, and I feel like with the right person, long distance wouldn't matter. I mean, honestly, with
It wouldn't matter, but it's again a distraction in a way, right? If you're going off and you're really, your first year in college and you're trying to learn the thing, you don't have time to be distracted. Like, oh, is he going to a house party and is there girls there? Like,
okay, so I'm like a confused child, but okay, part of me wants a long distance relationship because I love my space. Like, I don't want to owe an explanation to why it took like a 3 hour nap, to why I'm watching Netflix for 4 hours long, and I like that space, which is also why I haven't been in a relationship. But I also I would say I'm very insecure, and I would get insecure like if they're like miles apart. You don't know what they're doing, and I can't track them. Not that I would. But yeah, I feel like there's like a struggle between the two. But it also depends like the type of person you are and the type of person they are, and like if you guys would be willing to make it work. And if you guys have that trust in each other. And like in this generation, I feel like I can't trust anybody. I don't know. I feel like not a lot of people take relationships seriously in my generation. Like, okay, all my friends they tell me, "Why haven't you dated yet?" They're like, "You just gotta jump for it." They're like, "It's not that serious." Like, I know some people date to marry, and I think I'm kind of like that. But some people are just like they date for fun, and they always tell me like it's high school. Like you're not like you're really not gonna date in high
I
school.
know there's a lot of parents out there probably are, with that sentiment where it's like, hey, you know what? They're young. You got to live your life.
Yeah, like a lot of parents actually want their children and encourage their children to date, and they're like, you need that, like, have that experience, like, have fun, like, not everything is so serious. You shouldn't take it serious. But I just don't get that mindset because it's like you want to go into a relationship knowing that someday it'll end. It is. I don't get that. Like you're gonna like put your all into someone and then it's just gonna end.
Yeah. I think, the big thing is just the maturity, right? Why a lot of relationship doesn't work is because the maturity level
The people.
of the people involved, right? I mean, if the girl is not mature, obviously the dude is going to get crazy in a way. And if the dude is not mature, I mean, it ends up not going to work in a way. So sometimes we believe that there's a perfect time in your life for those things when everything else is, at least a better situation because there's never a perfect situation.
Right.
Um, but I think at the end of the day, I mean, if you did have a boyfriend, I mean, our goal is to obviously pivot and be there for you and teach you as much as possible.
I actually don't know how it worked because I never brought it up to you that I wanted a boyfriend. So like, when I just like sit down, like I'm really interested in this guy. Like what would you guys say?
I'd probably interview the heck out of him. Not just playing. I
No,
mean,
it's
I would
oh my
probably,
gosh.
help you out by, seeing what you know about him and what are some of you guys' interests and where's his head on his shoulders.
It's actually so interesting because like back then, like or I guess like in a lot of old school movies, they're like, oh, you don't meet my parents until like the fourth date or something, right? But it's like with us, it's like, oh, we're meeting you first time.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then people are like, oh, that's so scary, and but I'm like,
But me and your mom, as far as that though, I mean, we've met a lot of your friends, so I mean, we're already ahead of the game. We're already interviewing before you even know we're
what
interviewing.
was that look?
So most of your friends, we've
Did
already
you
met
just
them.
see that? I'm gonna clip that. You were like, we're already out of the game. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, we're never shy to be like, oh, you guys, want to call your friend and hang out, eat dinner.
I call my friend and they join in the, in the conversation. I'm FaceTiming. He's like, hey there. He's like, hey there, what's your name? And they're just having a little conversation. I'm just like,
Yeah, I mean, that's just me. I rather get to know who your friends are first before, before you come and I already have an answer.
you're like, nope, not him.
So interesting. So what about your social life? I mean, how do you feel we've been? I mean, I think with your social life, I mean, we're pretty open. I mean, I do get annoyed when you go out with your friends before you take care of your work, but other than that, I think we're pretty chill and relaxed and as far as letting you go do what you need to do.
No, definitely. I wouldn't say like I'm the type to want to go out a lot though, because I feel like I am an introvert. So like I like very like tight knit close friend groups, like maybe like two other people max. And plus like all my friends are also as busy, so it's like we're always working or we're like even FaceTiming while we do work. So I feel like that wasn't really something that you guys had to worry about.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, because, putting you in private school kind of puts you in a pool where a lot of people are super busy in a way, right? I think it's totally different growing up, me being from public school.
I was
I
in
mean, that's
public.
all we did was go out. We didn't have no homework.
I was in
We-
public before private.
I know, but I mean, other than, that, I mean, but it was still pretty, everybody's still pretty busy as far as what they need to do, right? So hearing back to, how we are, I mean, would you have it any other way? Is there anything that you feel that, hey, I wish my parents were not so much like that?
Hmm. Let me think on this one. There's probably a lot. Just like it isn't like can't think of any at the moment. Let me see. Um, you guys are strict with who I'm friends with, but after that, I feel like it's pretty chill. I feel like you always gotta know, like, I mean, you guys are the type of parents to be like, who are you going with? Like, when are you going? What time? Like, what time will you be back? Like, and some parents are just like, oh, you're hanging with your friend? Okay, bye. See you later. And I feel like, um, I mean, I don't mind that. I actually feel like you care for me by asking that type of questions. Sometimes, like though my friends like we don't really have a set plan, and you're just like you don't know what you're doing, like, and then like sometimes you just call me during my hangouts. Mom does actually. So I'm just like, Mom, I'm with my friend. And you're like, show me around. She's like, show me
Oh
around.
my
She's,
God.
she does that. One time I was at the mall and she was like, show me around. You at the mall? She checked my location while I'm out too, and she's like, oh, why are you not at the mall? You're across from the mall. And I was at Santana Row, which is like across from Valley Fair Mall. And I was like, oh, we just walked. She was like, you walked? She was like, you walked out of the mall? And I'm like, yeah, my friends wanted to. She's like, you didn't ask? And I was like, oh, it's just really close by. And so I'm just like, so yeah, I guess like there's like some of that interrogating things that you guys do. But I wouldn't say there's anything like,
I don't do that. First and foremost, don't say you guys.
uh, but yeah, I wouldn't say there's anything like,
Does it bother you that we are that way?
not usually, not usually. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Cool.
think when you guys are, but then sometimes like when you're like, when mom like sometimes like looks over, reads my text, like, who you texting? That's kind of annoying. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we welcome all of your friends. I mean, I think we're pretty nice. We go out of our ways to be accommodating.
Yeah, all my friends love you guys.
So I mean, I gave you your space. I mean, even the guys' friends. I remember.
Oh, they think you're so cool.
What, really?
Yeah.
I
They're like,
am
"Oh,
cool.
your dad's
That's
so
why.
your dad, your parents are so funny. They're so cool. Like my parents aren't." And I'm just like, "Oh, it's just an act, guys. Don't worry. It's just an act."
Yeah. I guess you don't hate me after exposing what we did.
Oh no, I'm having a talk with mom about that.
Oh, really? So
And no,
you're just holding it in right
I'm just
now?
holding in right now.
Uh,
I have a lot of
shoot,
questions.
we just got in trouble with this episode. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we just want you to know, right? I mean, we're just trying to protect you, right? You're
I
you're
get that.
you're our little girl. We don't want you to be brokenhearted. We don't want you to be hurt. We don't want you to, you know, ruin your life at an early stage. So we're hoping that we build you up, give you, all the tools in the bag for when your time is ready. You know what I mean? You be able to make the best decision.
Yeah, and I feel like by you guys kind of like asking those type of questions, and I feel like it's like, I don't know. There's like an extent to which like you leave your child alone completely, and then you kind of like hover over them. And I feel like it was pretty, and I it's pretty good. Like I know like some people, they go to parties, they do this and that, and I feel like I'm never the type of person to do that because of like our values and like what I learned at a young age. And I feel like because of what you implemented at such a young age, the whole dating thing, the whole all that, that kind of influences my decisions now.
What do you think is worse? I mean, I don't know if you have any friends who say their parents, pretty much don't care at all, but do you think it's better
Oh, so lucky.
that we are a little bit overprotective versus not caring at all?
I like that you're productive, but the thing is like I've known parents that are like so protective. They're like, you can't be friends with that person. Or no, you guys do that.
No, we don't. Unless it's like, I mean, totally, right? I mean, I don't think there's been.
Oh, I mean, like you guys don't like certain friends. You're like, okay, but like, okay, I know like some friends like they're like, you can't talk to that person anymore. You can't text that person anymore. You can't go out with that person. They like don't even let them have social media to like text that person. I feel like you guys never like push that, but you guys do give suggestions like, and like sometimes like you kind of you more comment on it, um, which kind of like you're like, oh, like, oh, they do that. Like, are you sure that's like a right person to like be hanging out with? Like, oh, I feel like it's distracting you a little bit. I feel like you guys make more of those type of comments and you actually like push it on me or force me to do something.
It's crazy. Our parenting style is a little bit of a mixture, right? I mean, m- grandma was super lax with me. She didn't even know where I was half the time, like, that's how easy she was, right? And looking back,
I would love that.
yeah, honestly, I look back and I thought that was not the best way, to be honest, because it gave me so much freedom. And, eventually, you meet certain friends that are not bad and you start doing some bad things, right?
I've had
And there was
that.
no structure and there was no teachings, right? There was not moments where I learned anything, right? And whereas your mom, I think her parents were a lot stricter and it kind of pushed her a little bit away, in certain situations. So we just try to put a little bit in the middle, right? We want to be there for you to support you, but at the same time, we gotta feel that there are some, I guess, control. I mean, I don't want to say the word control, but there got to be a little bit of, filtering out what's good and what's bad, and then, if we find something that's bad, we try our best to not react in a way where it would push you away.
Right, definitely. I think like the most you guys too. Let me think. I think I think a thing that you guys do that I hate the most is when you guys say something and like I kind of like sometimes like before I disregarded it, yeah, and then and then it hits back at me, right, and then you use it against me as a joke and then you guys start laughing at me for it, and just as a reminder, like when I meet the wrong people or I do the wrong thing, you kind of like make a joke out of it, like it's like a laughing joke in the house, you and mom, both of you. And I'm just like, can you stop bringing that up? Like, I get it. Like, I made a mistake. Like, stop. You're just laughing, ha. And then even today, I was asking my mom something, and she was like, oh, is it because of this? I'm like, can you stop? Like, stop bringing that name up. Stop bringing the situation up. Like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I get what I did. We can move past by it. So I really hate that because you guys think you're so funny. You're not. You're not.
Maybe your mom is just, putting her stamp, just to remind you. Every so often, she does that to me, man. It's like, it's been 20 years, and every now and then she reminds me of something I did, and I'm like, dude.
Oh
And then
wow.
she'll be like, oh, remember you just did that a couple years ago. I was like, bro, it's been like 20 years since I did that. What are you talking about? She starts laughing. She starts laughing, but she knows what she's doing. She's just rubbing it in just to make sure that it's on the top of mind.
Yeah, I think that's like one thing that's like, please stop.
So if you had to give advice to parents out there, how they should be when it comes to, giving too much or too little when it comes to social life and dating. What would you think? I mean, it's gonna be a tricky thing because you've never dated, but I guess it's just you can say what you think will work and what you won't work to get them to listen, right?
Okay. My dad and I have a very close relationship, so I actually love his input on certain people. Depending on your teenager, child, um, I feel like you gotta give them that space to experience and learn for themselves. Like there was some things like you guys weren't okay with, but you guys let me learn it myself. And I feel like then I realized, like, even if like I had to cry for a week, okay, like I feel like that was good. I got to talk that out, got to experience that, and I got to really understand what my parents were saying. And like sometimes it'll hurt probably you guys, but I feel like you gotta let them experience it. But you guys, we gotta always be there for them, like be someone they can talk to, vent to about a certain situation. And I feel like a lot of parents are like, okay, you didn't listen, and so I don't want to hear it. Like I told you so. Like I told you so. I hate that word. I told you so. Like I feel like you just need to be open with them, and I feel like not push them to things that they don't agree with before they kind of rebel.
Yeah, so I think also to add to that too is it sounds like even though I guess you can say we're a little bit more on the stricter side when it comes to dating and your social life and who your friends are.
I feel like strict is like okay, sorry. I feel like strict is like a really like big terminology. I mean like I feel like you guys are reasonable. Like you guys are strict, but the things that you guys are strict about are reasonable.
And I think for us, whenever we're super adamant on certain things, we do our best as parents to kind of explain to you why we are that way, right? Because I don't think it's like just out of left field where we're just like,
I
nope, nope, nope,
know.
nope. It's
No,
no
yeah.
because of this, honey. These are the reasons why.
They even give example stories about their past friends.
Yeah, and we do that a lot is we point out real life situations and you're like, look, this is certain outcomes that you got to understand that this could happen, right? So I think when we're strict about it, I think there's some logical sense in there where it's believable, right? So that you're just not constantly just saying, you know what, they're just strict and they don't know what they're talking about and it's not true and they're lying to me.
Yeah.
It's a tricky subject, but I think that's one thing that we do try our best to do is if we're going to say no or if we're going to say not yet, there's a reason behind it. And hopefully we persuade you well enough where you can start making some of those decisions on your own.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I mean this episode was quite an interesting one. That I had to expose some stuff. I hope your mom don't kick my butt
I'm kicking your butt.
after you talk to her. What?
Why didn't I know this before?
I was an accomplice,
You didn't
okay?
tell me this
I just
before.
went. I was told, when you have a wife, you learn to not ask those questions. If she says we're going to LA, I'm like, okay, we're going to LA. So that's what happened. Hopefully we can get over that, but it's all in good love. We're just
No.
protecting you.
No.
Um, time will tell, right? If that was a good thing that we did or not, but hopefully you don't hate us after this. But yeah. So hopefully you guys got something out of this episode. I know it was it's a tricky subject. We got through it, so whatever.
Yeah.
All right, until the next one, guys.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning into Parenting Untapped. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you listen so you don't miss the next one. Want to gain even more valuable insights into understanding and connecting with your teens? Then head on over to parentinguntapped.com and subscribe to our email list for exclusive updates. Until next time, see you later.